Hey there, I'm Lance and I'm a gamer.
And I'm Sam and I'm a non-gamer.
And we are Love to Hate, where we try to find games that work for gamers and non-gamers.
Today we're taking a look at Earth by Inside Up Games.
This comes from designer Maxim Tardif and it's running on Kickstarter right now. It's already out there, so make sure to check out the Kickstarter campaign by visiting the link down below in the description of the video after you watch it. This is going to be an engine building game in which you are playing Mother Nature. You are creating life. You are trying to get soil, which is kind of a currency in this game, to purchase cards that you are going to be putting into your 4x4 Tableau engine builder. And all of this is in efforts to get the most points. This is a point salad game. You are going to be getting points all over the place. Let's take a look at it down below, and then we'll come back and tell you how it works with a gamer and non-gamer.
All right, here's Earth from Inside Up Games. I do want to let you know everything you see in this portion of the video is going to be prototype, so just keep that in mind. The final artwork components and maybe even the rules may look different when it is finished from the Kickstarter. That being said, let's go ahead and take a look at this engine building, Tableau building game. You are trying to take selections of actions here at the top of your player board to benefit you as you try and plant these Earth cards into your 4x4 grid, trying to be the person who gets the most points. Let me talk to you about what is going to be on your player board here, and it is going to take up a little bit of space. It's hard for me to get everything in frame here, but you do have some player aids at the bottom of your player board, which is very nice. But on your player board, everyone is going to start with an island, and that island is going to tell you how many cards you start with, as well as how much soil. You also are going to have a benefit that you're going to be able to have throughout the entire game, such as mine here says anytime I play a habitat with water in it, I'm going to pay 1 less soil. You are going to have a climate card, which is going to give you another benefit, as well as your own personal ecosystem goal. Mine here says I'll get 2 points for every card in my hand at the end of the game, up to a maximum of 20. So that's what you're going to have on your player board. You're going to be playing event cards that you play throughout the game here, and your compost pile is going to be here, which is sort of like your discard pile, but it's going to give you points for every card that you have here at the end of the game. So that's kind of important. In the middle of the board, you're going to have the shared player board. This is something that everybody is playing off of. We're going to start over here first. You're going to have 2 other ecosystem cards that everyone is going to be playing off of. This one says 1 point for every card with an even base value of points. Let me show you what they're talking about there. A lot of the cards are going to give you points just for playing them, as this one right here is going to give me 2 points. And so any card that in this case had an even base value, then you get a point for that. So you want to gravitate towards those if you're playing in this game. And this one here says 3 points for every 2 water habitats, which was what my island card gives me the discount for it. So that works out really great. There's the island habitat. All your habitat icons are going to be up here on the tops of the cards. And then you've got these 4 fauna cards here in the middle. These are going to be objectives that everyone is playing towards, trying to be the first to complete it. Playing 3 or more cards with black abilities on them will get you the hyena, excuse me. The first player to do that is going to get 15 points, so on and so forth for whenever you complete it. Here's another example, wolves, 5 or more cards with a base value of 4 or more. And so you know about the base value, I just showed you that. And so that's some examples of what you will have here in the middle of the board. What you're going to be doing on your turn, as I mentioned, you're going to select one of these 4 actions. You've got your green, red, blue, and yellow actions. So let me cover them real quick. If I were to take the green action, it's going to allow me to plant 2 cards and then draw 4 cards, keeping 1, discarding the other 3. So let's look over what some of these cards are. I've got a handful here. So this card right here, Mistletoe, it's going to cost me 1 soil. That's what this top number is here, if I can get that in focus. 1 soil. And that's the currency in this game. It's this little black token here. And so I would have to spend 1 of these. You keep this tracker right here in the middle of your player board where the soil icon is. And if I pay that, then I get to play this card into my 4x4 grid. And so all players are going to be building a 4x4 grid next to their playing space here. And you can place this anywhere you want inside your 4x4 grid, and you start building from that point forward. So just by placing it here doesn't mean that it's right in the center, nor does placing it right here mean that it's in the top right. As I continue to grow off of this card, then it can expand in the directions that I want to go, but it has to be a 4x4 grid. And you do have to play adjacent to cards that you've already played. However, diagonal is adjacent in this game, so you could do something like that. Let's see what else is on this card here real quick while I'm showing you. Again, this is your base value. This is the spot for placing the tree trunk spaces, the growth tokens. And so how this is going to work is whenever you place a growth token, it's going to go right here. And you're going to want to try to get to this number right here to be able to get the canopy maximum bonus here. So 4 tokens will let you place the canopy to get this point value right here. These little boxes right here are where you're going to be placing the green plant cubes. And so this card in particular can hold up to 3. These are going to be worth 1 point each. These are worth 1 point as well at the end of the game. And then a lot of the cards are going to have an ability on the bottom of them. This one in particular is a blue ability. We'll come back to this in just a second. So again, if I take the green action, I get to play up to 2 cards, and then I draw 4 cards, keeping 1, discarding the rest. When other players pick the green action, I still get a benefit. I get this top benefit here. I get to plant 1 card and then draw 1 card. The red action is going to be all about getting soil. So in the red action, I will get 5 soil, and then I have to compost 2 cards. Composting cards is very simple. I just take the cards that I don't want to play any longer, and I'm going to put them face down into this section right here. I'm not going to get anything from that card, but every card that I have here in my composting pile is going to be worth 1 point. When other players take that action, I'll get to take 2 soil or compost 2 cards. It's a choice I have to make. The blue action is all about the plant cubes. So that's how you get those green cubes to fill up your cards that are out here. And you'll get to take out 6 and put them on your cards. You'll also get 2 soil. If you're not the person who took this action, someone else did, then you have to make a choice. Do you want 2 plant cubes or do you want 2 soil? And then lastly, the yellow action is going to be all about those tree stump looking pieces. You get to draw 4 cards and you get to put out 2 tree stumps. So coming back again to this, these are your tree stumps. This is your canopy token that you're going to put on top of your tree stumps to show that you have completed that. And then so that's the different actions. I forgot the yellow top action. If you didn't select yellow, you're picking either drawing 2 cards or putting out 2 tree stumps. After all of that has taken place, you've gotten all your resources, whether you were the person to pick it or someone else did. Then you're going to activate any of your cards that are over here in your grid that have the matching color. So let's put out some cards real quick. And let's say that blue was the action that was chosen. Blue right here. Then you're going to activate all blue colors on cards in order from top row left to right and the next row and so on and so forth. So this card would allow me to take this action right here, as this one would as well. And then you would just go throughout the rest of your cards. And that's the gist of the game. Players are going to continue to play until someone completes their 4x4 grid, and then everyone will get equal number of turns, so it'll go back around to the first player, at which point the game will be over, and you'll count up points. Whoever completed their 4x4 grid first is also going to get 7 points, placing their little flower petals. That's what these little flower petals are for in the middle of the board. Your player board, you're putting them out here, hopefully getting the fauna goals. And that's the gist of it. That's how you play Earth. Let's go back up top and share our thoughts on this one.
All right, we're back, and now we're going to share our thoughts on Earth from a gamer and non-gamer's perspective. Sam, first impression seeing this out on the table, you see the beautiful real-life-like artwork of just the nature scenes and the wildlife. And you have a lot of iconography in this game. You have some pieces to work with. Tell me, what was your first impression seeing this on the table?
It is a lot going on. There's a lot of iconography, a lot of different do this, to do this, to do this. I mean, the engine building aspect of it. And for a non-gamer, it can be quite overwhelming. Not to say it's a bad game by any means, but from a non-gamer, if you were just to put this out on the table, I think, and say, okay, we're playing it, without realizing that you're going to have to be more patient. Rules are going to have to be re-explained. That's how you're going to get a non-gamer to play this game. Now, once you play it, because you're doing the same thing over and over again,
Right.
things build on each other, it does become much more manageable near the end. But that first half of the game, a lot is, okay, wait, can I do this? What am I supposed to do? What does this mean? And there's going to be a lot of questions.
Yeah, and I think as the gamer, you do need to have some patience about that and just re-explaining how the game is supposed to work and what it is you're ultimately trying to do, the flow of the game. You're gonna probably experience that the first, this game says it's about 45 minutes to 90 minutes. I would say probably the first 30 minutes of your first game, you're probably gonna experience quite a few questions. But I think that after that, I think if we were to play this game right now, Sam, you would probably have a good grasp on how it works.
Because it is, don't want to say repetitive, because it's not in a boring way at all, but just you continue to do the same thing, the same actions, so it gets ingrained quicker.
Yeah, that's a good part. Yeah, a good word for it, ingrained, because it's a smooth experience. Your actions sort of make sense. You're needing to get the soil in order to be able to plant the plant cards, and that all helps to create this habitat so that you are trying to get those end-game goals for the fauna or the wildlife. Everything sort of makes sense thematically, and it's a building process. It's an engine builder. Now, Sam, I know that you said that you were experiencing trying to find the right way to play this game, and that was a question that you were trying to wrestle with as you were playing it. Am I doing this the right way?
Yeah.
Can you speak a little bit about that?
I think there's just so much going on, and making sure, okay, I need soil to do this, and then this card does this, and when he chooses green, I can do this, so how does that help me? And I think ultimately, unless you're just a hardcore gamer and played it multiple times, you can't go in thinking that you're going to have it all figured out. You're going to get a lot of it right, and you're going to get some of it a little off, but because you get points for literally everything, you may not get points for this certain area, but then you may get lots of points for other areas. And,
Right.
and I think that the point salad aspect of it does make it for non-gamers, because non-gamers, in my non-gamer opinion, like getting lots of points. I like knowing, okay, well, I know I can do this and get points, and do this and get points, and do this and get points. So even if I can't do this, it's okay.
Yeah. And I agree with that, because there are so many different ways in which you're getting points. You're getting points just off of playing the cards. You're getting points for discarding cards into the compost pile. You're getting points for putting cubes on things. You're getting points for putting the tree stumps on things. There's so many ways in which you're getting points that you don't have to have it all figured out.
Yeah.
You can sort of put yourself into one of a few spaces and really kind of try to maximize that. Getting all the green cubes, for instance, or getting the cards that really help towards the main goals in the middle of the board. Whatever it is, whatever works for you. And I found that as I was playing and putting cards into my 4x4 engine building space, that a lot of the cards have in-game points on them, a lot of the terrain cards. And so you can start to develop a strategy just off of those cards, which I think is a good thing when playing with casual or non-gamers, because they can sort of see that and say, oh, wow, I can get 15 points just from playing this one card.
Yeah.
Maybe I want to start doing that, and I really pour myself into that. And I think that's a great thing for that. So was this a fun experience for you?
Yeah, I think so. I think the beginning was a lot of just really focusing, trying to make sure that I knew what I was doing. But near the end, it starts to flow better, and you get more cards out there, and that engine building process kicks in. Because at the beginning, you don't have much of an engine.
Yeah.
But near the end, you're getting more things with both people playing.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
So.
That's the great thing about this game, with this action selection mechanic, that not only am I getting the things that I pick on my turn, but I'm getting things on her turn. I'm getting things on his turn. I'm getting stuff on everybody's turn.
Yeah.
And with that, a really cool aspect about that is there's no downtime in this game.
Yeah.
Everybody's doing something every single turn. And I think for you as a non-gamer, that's probably a good thing, because you're not just sitting there, when am I going to play again? Let me check Facebook.
Yeah.
You're really invested in the game whenever that's the case, right? right?
I was forced to be invested.
I think what she means is that this was a game that brought her attention to the table, which is what you want when you're playing with a gamer or a non-gamer. For me, guys, I absolutely enjoyed my time with Earth. This is a fantastic middleweight game. I wouldn't say it's a light to middleweight, and I wouldn't say it's a middle to heavyweight game. I think it's firmly right there in the middleweight category, and it gives me the same vibe as Terraforming Mars, or really even Terraforming Mars Ares Expedition, with that action selection mechanic and the bonus, the minor bonus if I'm not the active player. It really gives me that same sort of feel, except this is lighter than Terraforming Mars, and so I have a feeling this is going to be something that gets to the table more often, especially if I'm playing with family or if I'm playing with some casual gamers. 45 to 90 minutes is a good time frame for that. You're not playing 2 to 3 hours like you might be with Terraforming Mars. So for me, this is a solid game. Fantastic experience, engine building, action selection. I mean, you got a lot that really works with this game. Point salad, so everybody feels like they're getting a lot of points. We didn't even mention, let's talk about how our game worked out. Can't tell you how many times, guys, we end up tying. Yeah. It happens so often. And in this game, point salad, and you're scoring in the hundreds.
And I did not feel like I was playing as well as Lance.
And I thought I was killing it. Yeah. I thought I had her beat by a ton. And we both tied with 208 points.
Which is
insane.
Yeah. And I think I did something wrong.
No, because you really got a lot of points off of your cubes in the tree stumps, whereas I was really getting a lot of points from composting and trying to get the stuff in the middle.
Yeah.
And it worked out that we had the exact same score.
Yeah, which I think shows you can play two completely different ways and still win.
Absolutely.
Or tie.
Yeah, and you can be two totally different people.
Actually, I did win because I got the tiebreaker.
She got the tiebreaker, which the tiebreaker is soil, which is another funny thing because I had all the soil in the world throughout the entire game.
And I had a card that would not allow me to get soil.
And then it just flip-flopped right at the very end. Yeah. She had a lot of soil and I had none.
Yeah.
Right at the end. So, fantastic experience. Exciting finish with this one. Highly recommend it. Go check it out. It's on Kickstarter right now. Click that link down below in the description of this video.
Make sure to like and subscribe and push that bell button so you get notifications of all our new content.
I'm Lance.
I'm Sam.
And we are Love to Hate, where we try to bridge the gap between gamers and non-gamers. We'll catch you next time.